I'd like to thank the Academy for this. Hey guys, how are ya? Krazy Kajeevie is back for the James Bond show, and this episode is brought to you by Michael G. Wilson's Dementia Pills. Thank you, Mickey G. Okay guys, it's Thunderball, the fourth film in the series, in the 5-minute quickie review. So let's get right into it. Spectre has been naughty. They have stolen 2 NATO atomic warheads and they're threatening the world for $1 million, okay? Unless they pay up, they're gonna blow these bombs, they're gonna blow these suckers. So, James Bond, we first see him in the pre-title sequence. He's over in France getting his thing on with a hot French chicky babe, and basically he goes after a bad guy who's a Spectre operative. He has a big punch on with him. I've never found this fight really realistic. The whole poker thing, just and then Bond goes and just a bit too fake. Bond then escapes, runs out, gets a jetpack on. It's a great moment. For me, it's kind of ruined though. Again, this is early 60s by the rear projection. I think they should have put Sean Connery up on like a crane and basically just had him moving up and, you know, the real background, not the rear projection. It takes you out of the film and it dates the film badly as well. So Bond escapes with a hot cheeky babe. Suddenly Tom Jones, Thunderball, belts out that track and seriously, it's not one of my favorites. Like the whole soundtrack through this film, I just find Thunderball, the theme song and the soundtrack, too heavy. Now, I know a lot of people like it, but this is my thing on this. I just find this soundtrack too heavy, and I'll talk more about that later. So Bond goes to Shrublands. He's getting himself all kind of healthy, but he's really betting Nurse Fearing there, played by Molly Peters, who also died recently. They're dropping like flies. He beds her. During his time there, he sees that Spectre are up to no good. And what they've done, in short, is they have used Major Duval, a pilot with NATO, and they've used him with another guy. They've copied his face and everything through plastic surgery. They then whack him. See, it's complicated. They kill him, and then a fake dude, Angelo, who's played by the same actor, Paul Stacino, whose autograph is just in there, past. Oops, yeah, just the autograph's in there. Don't blame me, bad Bond dolls. So, they steal the nuclear warheads because they got the fake dude. The bad dude is now the fake dude, and they go steal the bombs. And then Bond goes back and he sees M after some hanky-panky at Shrublands, and M sends him off to the Bahamas because he recognised Captain Duval in the photos, and Duval is Domino's brother, so Bond goes to the Bahamas. He's hooked up over there with one of my favourite Felix Leiters, probably my second favourite Felix Leiter, played by Rick Van Nutter, also helped out by Paula, and Desmond Llewellyn's Q is back, this time giving Bond a little radio transmitter thing that he swallows. No. And later on, Bond gets something good. And I'm going to get straight to it. Big C friggin' like that, like the doll there that the doll's got on the back, friggin' like underwater jetpack thing. It's like you got the jetpack at the opening of the film, then you got like this water jetpack in the finale fight scene under the water, and that is incredible. So the plot is kind of complicated and simple at the same time. Bond's got to go and find out what's happened, who's done what. Then we see Adolphe Celli's Emile Largo. I say Celli, some people say Celli, tomato, Adolphe Celli. I'm going to say Celli. I think I just said Celli. I'm going to say Celli. So Adolphe Celli, he plays Largo. He's got an eye patch, the white jacket. He's awesome. I love Largo as a Bond villain. He's really cool. He doesn't get the greatest amount of screen time. He gets enough, but he's cool. He's got a henchman called Mr. Vargas. Mr. Vargas no make love. Mr. Vargas no drink. Tell us, Mr. Vargas, what is your passion? Mr. Vargas is a fag, he likes men, and he likes killing people. That's basically it. Sorry, PC police, but that's just the truth of the matter. Okay, so let's get into my thoughts of the film. As a former filmmaker myself, I see things through a very filmic eye. The editing in this film is off. To me, it's just all over the place. I think the biggest problem, in my opinion, with Thunderball is when Terrence Young, he's come back as director. Now, Guy Hamilton used such like a softer palette in Goldfinger. It had a much shorter runtime, probably I think by about 20-25 minutes shorter. And Goldfinger just flowed beautifully. It looked crisp, it looked lighter. But Terrence Young's style that he used specifically in From Russia with Love is back in Thunderball. And I just think from Russia with Love, Goldfinger all clean and smooth, and then back to that heavy kind of colour palette style of From Russia with Love doesn't suit it here. When we get to the Bahamas, it looks beautiful, it looks gorgeous, and Fred Moore is the cinematographer on the film. And sure, it looks great, but it's too clunky. The editing is clunky. It's got an incredible cast, fantastic cast. Luciana Paluzzi as Fiona Volpe is just the most incredible femme fatale. And for me, she is the best female assassin in all of the Bond films. But that great cast, including Claudine Auger as Domino, whose voice was dubbed, I believe, by Nikki Vandersill. The great cast, they get hampered by such a thudding big plot and editing. And there's just sections of the film that seem like they're on repeat. And for me, a lot of people pick on the water scenes. I don't think the water scenes are the issue. I think the issues here are really shrublands. I think the film needs to get to the Bahamas quicker and more action over there. And then when we get to the Bahamas, the film gets bogged down in all the hotel scenes where Bond is staying. He's in, he's out. Then he sees Felix Leiter there. Then he's got a bad Spectre dude shows up there. Then Fiona Volpe's there. The film should be outdoors with big action more often. So that's where it gets hampered down. I know a lot of people love this film, but personally for me, I will put in Goldfinger, I will put in even Tomorrow Never Dies, or so many other films. It's got better action and just a nicer flow. Connery is the biz here, no doubt. Connery is the biz. He is the epitome of Bond. This is the last time we see Connery as Bond. Now you may go, what? He's in You Only Live Twice and Diamonds Are Forever. No. Zombie Connery shows up, and I'll be talking about that in the next review, in You Only Live Twice. This is the last time where he wanted to perform in front of the cameras, because then after Thunderball and being the massive release on the $9 million budget and made $150 million, after that, Connery's like, I'm not getting paid what I'm worth. He got really crappy, so his performance never really comes back after this film. Overall, it's got some amazing action. I do love some of the underwater stuff. Claudine Auger as Domino is, oh my goodness. Imagine when God made the earth and he put Adam and Eve. Eve would have been the twin sister of Domino. She is gorgeous. Paula, also played by the beautiful Martine Beswick. Mwah, bellissima. Eye candy as well. So guys, I do like Thunderball, but it's not one of my favorites. I'd love someone to come along and do a real modern, edit of this film and see it edited and cut the way it could have been. But for what they did from Goldfinger in '64 to bringing this out a year later is an incredible effort. Word up to that, Bond 25 producers. See what you can do in a year. Okay, guys, that's all I got for you today. Please like, subscribe to the channel, write comments. Love to hear what you guys are thinking and saying. I'll be back tomorrow with You Only Live Twice. Until then, keep on bonding.